perfect strategic race. It got a little physical, and it has now turned into all-out mad dash for the finish line. 3 laps to go. You're looking at the battle for second. That is the X-side Ford of Mike Bliss. 3 seconds in front is his teammate, Greg Biffle. There is the guy who sat on the outside of the front row, led quite a bit of this race. Ron Fellows trying desperately to reel in these guys, but remember, Fellows has right side rubber that is now 71 laps old.
And I've got to believe that's really hurting Ron Fellows right now. And don't forget, it doesn't just hurt you when you're turning left. It hurts you down in this braking zone at the end of the straightaway. Look at the sun beaming in on those guys.
You saw the 66 of Mike Stefanik go a lap down. He is the 13th place vehicle. There's only 12 trucks on the lead lap now. There's Terry Cook. Boris said back out onto the racetrack, has gotten past Jay Sauter. He has moved back into 7th position after the battery change.
Well, luckily for Boris, they were able to do that battery change under yellow. So not a big problem. And Boris, oh, the 52 truck of Hansen off.
Scott Hansen in 14th position. He'll get it back underway. We will not have a full course caution. Got a little damage to that right rear bumper. I don't know if he got a little tap or if he just got too hot through the corner.
Well, there were a bunch of guys racing for position, trying to get through this traffic. You can see Biffle is working his way through the traffic. And boy, Ron Fellows not able to do a whole lot with Mike Bliss right now.
He's lost contact with Bliss. In fact, I think the tires are just flat gone on the 87. This time by, we will complete lap number 72. The white flag in hand, and it waves for Greg Biffle. Oh, the party at Biffle's Pub and Grill is going to be spectacular if he can hold on for one more lap.
And I said it earlier, I was really impressed with Greg Biffle when he was running behind Boris Said there. Boris Said on fresher tires, Biffle doing a great job. And this guy, they're going to, Ron Fellows, they're really going to be questioning their strategy, not changing those right side tires.
There is the margin between second and third. Ron Fellows giving it all he's got, but I just don't think he's got any tires left. Greg Biffle making a left-hander.
Don't forget the Jack Roush team, a lot of history in road racing with that Roush team. Max Jones is the team manager. He runs that team.
A win at Memphis to redeem himself after a disaster a year earlier. A third last week at Texas. He's currently in 6th place in the points coming into this race. But right now, Greg Biffle with probably the most cherished win of his career in front of 300 hometown fans that he bought the tickets for, and everybody else in Portland, makes the turn onto the front straightaway to look at his second career checkered flag, his first road course win, and a salute to his crew. They did a magnificent job winning the Granger 225. The Killer Bees have finally struck. Mike Bliss, his teammate, finishes in 2nd place. Look at Biffle saluting the crowd.
Well, the crowd, as he came by the start-finish, the crowd was on their feet cheering for Greg Biffle, as they should be. What a fantastic race for these Roush teammates.
And Bliss pulls up alongside, thumbs up for each of them. A tip of the hat also to the 87 of Ron Fellows. Gave it everything he had. That one yellow, I think, really hurt him. Amy is with Randy Goss.
Congratulations, Randy. The team was awesome. You had great pit strategies, and this was probably one of your guys' bigger victories.
Well, I don't know about the pit strategy, but the Granger crew did great, and F-150 just ran flawless today. And the X-side guys, how about those guys, man? I thought we might run out of gas and they might win it, but just a great job by the team.
Yeah, you guys are definitely making Jack Roush happy this weekend.
Well, we weren't that good in practice, and nobody, you know, we didn't think we could really beat Fellows and Boris, but we just hung tough and played our cards the best we could with what we had, so.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
A very happy Aunt Randy Dawson. Boy, he deserves every accolade that they are going to get because their strategy did work. One stop, they pulled it off. He's heading for victory lane, and we'll talk to Greg Biffle when we come back to Portland, Oregon, his hometown. you, David?
Well, I'm with Greg Biffle getting out of the truck in front of his crew, in front of hundreds of fans here in Portland. People that have watched him race on the ovals, and Mike Bliss, second place and teammate, giving him a big shower there. A great day for the Jack Roush pair. And finally, Marty, like you said, the Killer Bees with a little sting. Greg, come on down here before you get us all wet with Gatorade down here. That was a great victory. What did it feel like to be able to get by Ron Fellows and then to be able to win the race?
I'll tell you what, the strategy that the Granger team had, they were right on track. They're road racers, and we had a better tire than he did. And he was starting to get loose, and we were gaining on him a bunch. And I knew I had him. I said I had him going down the back, and I tried to get him there, and he wouldn't let me inside. But here he gave me an opportunity, and the minute we saw that corner, it was just covered with dirt clods, and somebody had gone in there and throw a bunch of dirt out. And he was already sliding sideways before we contacted, and we were doing anything we could to save it, and the guys right behind us wrecked. So, I mean, it was great to compete with those guys, Ron Fellows and Boris said, those veteran road racers. Coming from a year ago, never finished a road race to win in one. So hats off to these guys.
All right, these are the guys. They did it, and it was a wonderful win for Greg Biffle.
So as we take a look at our full field results, pick out your favorite driver. Notice that Boris said came back to finish in 5th. Great run for Terry Cook, as our Fellows actually gets 3rd. I should say Boris said in 5th. And we had 4 cautions for the entire race, so not a bad day at all in the yellow department as the field of 32 rounds out. Now, the updated points situation, well, because of the way things shake out, Jack Sprague is still on top of Stacy Compton by 16 because all 3 of the top runners had a dismal day. So it will move on to Watkins Glen for our next round of racing, and that's going to be next Saturday on ESPN, the Bully Hill 150, 5 o'clock Eastern, and then on Sunday we'll have the Busch Series, the Lysol 200 at noon Eastern. And you can get more information on ESPN.com, part of the Go Network. So for Jeremy Dale, Amy East, Dave Burns, I'm Marty Reed. Thanks so much for joining us here on ESPN for our NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of Go Network. Go.com. Your race winner, that man right there, Greg Biffle. We'll see you next week at Watkins Glen. So long, everybody.